This is This War of Mine on the Tool Desk channel. We're going to be playing this today, rolling some dice, moving some characters around, having a really good laugh. And that we is not just me on my own, it is the funny lady joining us for this game. We've had this game for a number of years, played it solo, played it jointly, and played it with friends. Always had a really good laugh. But there are some critics of this game, not me. I think it's absolutely brilliant, but I will rebuff the criticism like a rebuffy thing who buffs, because some people suggest that the game is too horrible. There are some horrible things that happen within the game. It's a war-torn city with bad things happening. But for the majority of the game, you don't have horrible things. You have some hard decisions to make, which tests you in more ways than you would normally play when you're getting your Monopoly game out or whatever else it is. And I read and I see horrible things on the BBC or even Facebook every day. And so you can separate yourself from reality to the game. The game itself, it leads you down a little path. It makes you think in a different way. And if you take that Schadenfreude approach to some of the horrible things that happen, then you can find the fun in that too. I mean, there's a character called Sveta, Sweaty Sveta. I dislike her entirely, and I do not know why. So inflicting wounds and illness on her rather than another member of our group is my bit of fun. But ignore that. One of the other things that people suggest that they don't like about this game is the hidden rules within it. Well, you have this journal. It is that thick. That is the rule book for the game. That will get you through the whole of your game as far as the rules are concerned. But there are some hidden rules which come in the book of scripts. And I'm okay with hidden rules, because if, say, I was thrust into the horror of a war-torn city, would I know all the rules? Would I know how to react and how people are going to react to me? Would I know how I can push myself beyond the normal limits? So hidden rules add to a kind of a legacy element within this game. I mean, you can go and research this book and read all through them. You could go and jump onto the internet and find out by downloading them from a website. But I actually think that it's much more fun to find those hidden rules by your own gameplay, and your game will develop as per what you then know in the future, using a different mix of characters and a different way of approaching the game. Now, talking of that, one of the things that I find with the game is that my own, or our own with the funny lady, our own approach is that we can start off doing similar things in a similar way because we found it's worked. Our game developed that way, or it's just the way that we play the game. So to mix things up, I have got my alternate start sheet. I stick this onto BGG under 2 or less alternate start, This War of Mine. You'll find it in the file section somewhere, should you want to try this out too. What it does is you roll 10 dice, and it will give you some bonuses, and it will give you some less than bonus things. What's the opposite of bonus? Deficits. It'll give you some deficits. But it just twists the little start of the game by a fraction. That's all it's going to do. So before I go around the other side of the camera and we start playing this game, may I mention that I make these videos in aid of a charity called Cure Parkinson's. You can guess what they're trying to do. There's a link to them below this video, one in the About section on the channel page. If you happen to have a spare $1, euro, yen, yak, or British pound, you can send to them. I'm sure that they'd appreciate it. So I think we're ready to go. We've got the blue side, the advanced side of the board, which is harder and much more fun and works particularly well with my alternate starts. Before we can do the alternate start roll, we've got to decide which characters we're going to be using. We'll grab the character pile. I should pass it over to the funny lady, nicely shuffled. She can draw off the first red and the next 2 black rimmed characters to find out who we're playing with this game. We have
Roman, the first red.
Roman, who's got 3 prowess and 3 infantry, which is pretty good for the prowess. Has a habit of smoking cigarettes. That's not very good, but his military training during combat rolls the yellow die. Unless he has a better weapon. That's quite good then. Next one.
Anton, Professor of Mathematics.
Anton High empathy, no prowess. He likes having a book in storage, which is an absolute pain, I think. And we have, don't tell me.
Sveta, she's always
I
there.
said I didn't like Sveta. I said that on the intro. I don't like Sweaty Sveta. And we got her again with 0 prowess, 9 empathy. Really poor choice of character. Who shuffled those cards?
Can't blame me.
Okay, so the other thing we're going to need, I've done the chapters already, just by, again, shuffling them. They've been put down at random, don't know what's below there. We need our objectives. We will have a final objective, always the same final objective. Don't worry about that. We might not even get there. We're also going to have now our 2 chapter objectives. Chapter 2 objective will be staying fit. All characters must have a hunger of 0. Yeah, that's not what happened. Chapter 1 will be food for the hungry. That works out really badly, having to give food away and have a 0 hunger later on. Well, we'll see if that actually occurs. Where's the token? That goes up to there until we start getting rid of those things. The rest of those are done. Can we do the locations? Shuffle those. Stick them down on the board. Anytime this week.
You're going to have a good shuffle. Right.
Far.
Small apartment building.
Small apartment building.
Distant, ruined block of flats.
A flock of bats.
And the closest, military outpost.
Oh, nasty. We don't want to be visiting that too often, if at all. So, next thing we're going to need to do now, we put down the 2 hungers, as these guys start off with 2 hunger. And we're trying to get rid of hunger for chapter 2, and we're trying to give away our food for chapter 1. Brilliant start. With your turn at the start, we now roll the dice 10 times. We have 3 of the 3 combat dices. The first roll, the grey dice will add a wound or illness, yellow adds items of food, and red might give us a free fitting. So we've got nothing.
No wound or illness.
No wound or illness.
No knife or hatchet.
And 1
3
fitting.
on the red
We
dice.
can get 1 fitting because the red dice has scored a hit. Let's just take the bed. We place any rubble card we like, and it's going to be that rubble card. Because rubble, the place is a mess. Doesn't cost us anything to put it down under these adjusted rules. The next set of 3 that we're going to roll for will give us an item of that colour. Grey, yellow or red, depending on the number that we hit on.
Okay. Oh,
We've just got 2 red items. So 2 red items will be the firearms, the weapons, the hatchets, the bits and pieces. I'm going to take a hatchet straight away because Roman could use that hatchet. He's pretty good with that extra tool. And a knife. Or no, second, we can have 2 hatchets. Why not have 2 hatchets? It doesn't say we can't do
always
that.
good on guard duty.
We could take firearms because we got like assault rifles and an assault rifle worth 20. But whilst it's a good trading token, if you've got an assault rifle, you tend to want to use it, which means you need ammo, and then you get into combat and you get wounds, and then it all goes terribly wrong. The third thing we do is now roll those 3 dice again and repeat that first step, seeing whether we get wounds, illness, items of food, or a second fitting card. This time we get 2 items of food that we can choose from storage, and of course we're going to choose canned food because it's like gold dust. And the last thing we're going to do now is we roll the D10. We get that number of components or woods or water.
And that's an 8.
8. Nice. What do you think? I think max out on the water because we've got to carry it back anyway.
Absolutely.
So that takes care of 4 items. And then if we want to build a heater later on, we're going to need components and wood. So if I take 3 components and 3 wood. Oh no, it's 2 components and 2 wood.
Yeah.
Get me counting right. And that's our basic start. After that, we go on to the regular start of the day, which will be the morning phase, where we draw and resolve the top card from the events deck. Over to you, funny lady.
All right. Would you like me to read the chapter?
That's just the basic chapter intro card, which tells us that we're in a war-torn city, everything's gone to pot, and we don't know when it's going to end.
Yeah.
After that, we would then...
Bit of colour.
I can't everywhere. After that, we have the events card itself for that day.
Oh, goody. So we have one cold.
Which one cold?
Go in the cold space.
That was a good guess.
We have a crime wave.
Nice.
Place this card on the Night's Raid deck. During this Night Raid phase, draw and resolve 2 Night Raid cards instead of 1. So we'll pop that there to remind us.
Yeah, but it gets you discard the card after you've resolved it, don't you?
Yeah, you do.
So I'd rather have the crime wave and 2 now, when the crime wave deck has only got the lesser bad people in there.
Very true. Yeah.
So it's probably not too terrible.
And we've
that
got a
one.
hatchet. So.
And we've got hatchets. Yeah. So we go on to the morning phase, or sorry, the day action.
Day action.
So it's a new day. There's snipers all around sniping like snipey things to snipe. So we can't leave the safety of our shelter, but we can make improvements to our home. We can get the home improvements team in there. We can put up net curtains. We can find a dead cat and use them as a toilet brush. Anything like that we want to do. And we can build things. So we've got to have our characters put down with our matching colours. Nearly forgot that.
Yeah.
Roman is red, because my leader of my gang is always red in my book. Anton looks like a bit of our green character. He's Anton.
Yeah.
And Sweaty Sveta,
She's always blue.
she's always blue. And she comes up annoyingly often. I don't like her. I'm sorry, but I don't like you. So, day actions. Everyone's got 2 actions available. Nobody got any extra wounds or illness from that ills or woundness rolls that we could have had. So what we're going to do, I think we can only open 1 door with a lockpick at a time, and we can't particularly. We could risk going to that upstairs and searching that heap up there, which could be quite good. It means running the risk of a sniper shot
Is there a
from this
shot?
sniper
Right.
area up here. Anybody
Okay.
who comes up to this part, they have a sniper action performed on them. And anything else anybody can do that would be useful. I don't think there's anything else much more. If Anton is wounded, raise his wounds by 1, so we don't particularly want him to get injured.
There's lots of wounded.
And if he's
here.
hungry, he gets ill. If Roma is wounded or ill,
raises misery.
Oh,
If any
dear.
character in the group is wounded, so wounds are things we've got to avoid.
yeah, this is not a very happy group, this one. So, what are we going to do? I think if we can get someone to pick through this door, we've got a couple of heaps here. We've got the storage that we can, at the storehouse, we can then do some furniture.
Yeah.
So at least get one guy picking the lock up there.
Okay.
Maybe we have Sweaty Sveta running the risk of sniper fire.
Determined to kill her off before we start.
Not really. Up you go. Go on, big and brave. So you can go up there and search that heap. And maybe we have Anton going to the outside door and see if we got a visitor. Because we might
Might be
able
able to trade.
trade something. We haven't got a lot. We've got cans of food which could be good for trading, you know, although we have to give those away to the poor, potentially.
Okay. So let's put him here.
Is that a good plan, Stan?
It is a plan. We need to make some room if we're going to put some fittings, so we've got to start opening doors.
So, let's resolve Sweater first.
Okay.
So you have to avoid sniper fire before performing any action on this floor, digging through a tunnel, crafting whatever else it is, or using a fittings card. Roll the black die. If the result is 1, the character performing the action suffers 2 wounds. Don't roll away.
No pressure.
5.
5.
Absolutely fine. So
Okay.
we resolve the heap card as the first action of the day and the first action of the game.
And she has 1 electrical part, 1 water, and 3 components.
3 components. We've got no water left.
Okay.
Dropping things everywhere. All goes into our pile of goodies.
There we go.
That card is resolved and done with. Then we need to roll for the lockpick. It's a 1 to 3 no effect, 4 to 10 success, discard, lockpick and resolve the card.
That's 5.
Success! So the lockpick is discarded. We can resolve this door. It says you gain 1 component and 1 wood. That's pretty handy, got some gear going off now. And the last thing we're going to do is to see if Anton can find somebody knocking at the door. So draw and resolve 1 visitor's card, which are these ones up here. What does it say below that? Or
if the number of characters in the group is 2 or less, so we stop there because it isn't.
So, visitors. We have got an arrival, potential arrival. We can have a 4th character added to our group. We've got enough food, we've got enough water. Take someone
bringing
early on.
goodies.
They're a feverish stranger. Am I feverish? Asked the shouter. Give me shelter. If you decide to take this person in, draw a card from the unused characters deck and add them to the group. They have a level 1 illness token on them. Roll the black die for each of the characters in your group and raise their illness by 1 on a result of 1 to 3. But they add bandages, a shotgun and ammo to storage. Do we want to take... Now I've just decided all these 3 guys. Do we want to take these this new arrival on? Shotgun, ammo, bandages, but an illness.
With a chance that our existing people can get ill.
Well, it's a 1 in 3 chance.
Well, we've opened the door. It's going to be a tough one anyway, so maybe 1 extra person out there scavenging might help us to get through.
Okay,
There we
so
go.
I should pick a character, shuffle again. And our 4th character will be
No.
Marco. Yay!
Marco. Lovely.
Marco's got 2 prowess and may use the hatchet to open locked doors as if he was using a lockpick.
Brilliant.
That is damn handy. So, characters go back on there. Marco is our Mr. Yellow. He comes in and says, hello, hello, nice to meet you, hello.
So what's his
If
status?
any character of this group is hungry, raise Marco's misery, but Marco's fixes his illness on a B or a C spirit resolve result. So that's quite handy. He's coming in ill, but he gets rid of it. So place a level 1 illness token on them,
There we go.
and the spirit resolve may just remove that later on. Roll the black die for each character in your group and raise the illness on the result of 1 to 3. So Roman first.
Moment. That's 4.
He's fine. Anton,
1.
he gets ill. Sweaty's better. She
2.
gets ill as well.
Round
Oh,
2.
that's annoying. So we want a shotgun. He brought with him a shotgun and a shell. 1 shotgun, 1 shell. Because someone's shotting at the door. And he's got bandages as well, which could be handy for later on. Then remove this arrivals card from the game. Consider yourself removed. That's the end of the first action of the day, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
We now, because he doesn't do anything, because he's only just come in now
Yep.
on that 1 action.
Yep.
So everyone's still got 2 actions, despite the fact that he's brought in illness with him and infected them straight away.
We've all caught the cold.
That's a pretty rapid cold. You sure it's not COVID or something?
Don't know.
So, then it goes back to there. We now have 4 things that we can do.
Right.
Any smashing ideas?
Well, we want to get through the rubble. So how much does it take to?
It takes 2 people or 1 person with a shovel.
Well, there's not much else they can do, so I would have thought 2 people having a go, at least at one of that rubble. And, well, we've lost our lockpick, but he can now...
It's Marco. Marco may use the hatchet to open a locked door. Or I should mention that with that rubble, we only do the one side of the card rather than the reverse side as well. Because it seems inconsistent that you spend that much time clearing up remnants. It's just our little house rule. But yeah, Marco won't break that hatchet. It's from B&Q. It's a good one.
We have a shovel.
We do.
Okay, still doesn't help because we've still got an excess of people to what we can do.
We could. My suggestion. I mean, you're the one playing this round of the phase. Down there, if we can get through that one with a lockpick, and we can get one of those workbenches in place, that hole there could be usefully filled up.
Ah, yes. Now we've got space, so maybe we ought to think about, have we got the facilities to be able to build a heater or get this thing in place so that we can start?
Building heater, 5 components, 3 wood. Yes, you could build that.
But these holes also...
Workshop needs a mechanical part, which we don't have at this stage. And that's the one that does the board ups. But it's not too far away.
And board ups help with the cold and with the night raid, so that's probably a good priority.
We can't build the stove, deadfall traps. We haven't. We're sort of short. The only thing we can really build at this stage would be a simple heater with 5 components and 3 wood.
We've got nothing else that we can do at the moment, so it might take a while before we can fill these holes up. So at least if there's a cold snap, we can start to keep that at bay.
Okay, so that's the suggestion, is it? That we build...
At least somebody builds a heater.
Okay, so...
Somebody perhaps shovels through
you might take your choice.
The rubble. It doesn't really matter who, does it? So, Roman can do that. Roman can build the heater.
If you want a door hatchet, it's got to be Marco. That's not Roman. Oh, that is Roman, sorry. Marco's the green one.
Yeah, but he's going to lose a hatchet. Are we happy to lose the hatchet?
It's entirely up to you.
Well, we haven't got the thing yet to be able to build that.
Okay.
I'd love to have a saw to get through this heap here.
So at least one guy on rubble.
We can get we can. Yeah, can they go round him and one guy?
They can bypass him and 2 guys can work on that together.
2 guys can work on that.
One guy and a shovel, doesn't matter which.
Yeah, well, we've got rubble up there as well. It is having to go at the snipers, but it's something to do because we're limited without a saw. So we'll have 2 people.
Send them upstairs.
Send Spet up there. It's the host might get hit again, and these 2.
No, we don't hope.
So one with a shovel, she's got the shovel to have a go up there, and those 2 are going to have a go at that first rubble one.
Okay, so the heater gets built straight away, 5 components and 3 woods, and we've got a heater straight off. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3 wood to build a wooden heater. Then we've got to resolve this. 2 characters can just do it straight away. No problems at all. And the rubble is resolved as just rubble. Remove this card from the game, same as the other rubbles and all the other rubbles in the game.
We have a wild garden.
We have a wild garden. Roll the black die. If the result is 7 to 10, you get 1 vegetable in storage. Not great odds, but it's better than nothing when you're hungry.
Nothing.
Sveta has to try to bypass the sniper again. Roll of 1.
Oh, 2! She dodged a bullet there, didn't she?
She thinks someone's looking out for her, and it's not me. I don't know why we're moving up. We're never up there anyway, because you've got to actually do things up there, and you get shot at. But
comic effect.
We live in hope. So that is the end of the day actions. Everyone gets moved back to the communal area.
There we go.
And we go on to dusk. When the sun disappears over the horizon and shadows grow darkness into longness and all that sort of thing, it's a bit safer, but we've got to get our strength up before we go out in the city and decide who eats and who drinks and who goes hungry. So, Marco doesn't need to eat. He is on hunger zero right at this stage here. Sveta, Roman and Anton need to eat. If they have one of those canned foods, reduce their hunger by 2. That would clear their hunger entirely. Which I might suggest we would do that with Roman, because he's the leader of the gang, the one for you and me.
He is. Got low empathy, high prowess. Yep.
And he would benefit by having zero stats problems. He would just have his all 3 actions that he can do that day.
We have a problem with Anton if his hunger is 2 or 3. It puts his illness up by 1 and he's already ill, so that could
So he could definitely have raw food at least.
Yeah.
Although, being that that's a problem brewing, maybe we give him the canned food as well to buy us some time later on.
Give us a bit of time, yeah.
And that wild garden thing might actually be useful to be putting people in here later on with no other actions to do, because we've got to get this food for the hungry over there.
Yep, if they're happy with
any number
vegetables.
of raw food. Canned food. We can't just give them vegetables. Okay. So, my thinking, correct me if you think I'm wrong, is canned food, raw food.
Yep. Yep, it's no good if we're hungry, we can't do anything. So, yep, and just have to hope when we go exploring we're going to find some more.
Yeah, I mean, we can give raw food away.
Absolutely.
And maybe we think about building one of those traps where we can bait the trap and generate raw food on the weight tokens. Maybe, we'll see. So we're happy with this?
Yep.
So he loses 2 hunger, Anton loses 2 hunger, and Sveti Sweater goes down to a 1 hunger.
Okay.
With our waters, we've got 4 waters we can easily discard, 1 from everybody gets drunk on water. That should be the end of the dusk phase, and we go into the evening phase. We have to decide who stays in the shelter and who goes out exploring, who goes to bed, who gets fatigue, etc, etc. Because it's a bit safer now. It's a little bit dusky. We can peek our heads out of our net curtains that we put up. And obviously carrying weight of 3 and 5 are the best guys to go out, but prowess of 2 and 3 and 2 will be good if they're defending the shelter from these 2 night raids. But as I said, it's not going to necessarily be really bad night raids. I'm kind of thinking we leave Roman behind, even though he's got the inventory of 3. At least he's got 3 prowess, so if we get, he potentially could get 4 attempts at rolling his dice defending this place, because he would do it twice and he would regain his prowess each time.
With 2 night raids that might be invaluable. I worry about taking Sveta because of her empathy, but...
Yeah. Well, also Anton's empathy is quite high as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think for this time that's probably the best idea. So these 3 go out, got the best chance of...
We'll have a carry weight of 10.
Weight, yeah.
Which could be good.
Yeah, absolutely. And he can stay behind with the hatchet, and we can decide what we want to take with us, just in case any night raids do come through.
Okay, so Roman, the red, stays behind at the front door.
Yep, he's got a hatchet with him.
With his hatchet.
So he is on guard duty.
The other 3 go to the findings place.
The 3 go to the findings
searching place.
Where are they going to go?
We also need to get the fatigue on them.
Of course.
They all get one's fatigues. which then takes away that third action that he had. Damn, I'm blast. But we can lock them all to bed though later on tomorrow and give him an extra doobie when they come home. So, but for the at the bottom.
Yep,
Just where I
that's
like
fine.
it. It's where I like it. and are they taking stuff with them?
Bandages.
I mean, clearly we think that Roman can defend most of this with his 3 doobries.
He can, but we just might be unlucky.
I wouldn't mind taking the shotgun and the shell, and maybe
Thing is, if we can
electrical
trade,
for trading items.
bandages have got absolutely no weight, and I worry about losing those because they can be difficult to find. Nobody's wounded yet,
So we
but
can
you
take
never
those
know.
just as in our backpacks.
Yeah, just pack them away.
And what about the hatchet for our own defence? And if we don't get to trade, then we don't get to trade. But
How much weight are we looking at?
we're looking at
So one-
2 for the shotgun and 1 for the electrical part and 1 for that. So it'd be 4 in total as we go out. But
4. Okay, and that would leave us a carry weight of 6 for other things. So
to bring back potentially. But is there any sort of trading on those cards?
No, not a
Not
specific
specifically.
trading. No,
So we might trigger a resident or something like that. But
no. Actually, I'm wrong. Military outpost returns 6 exploration cards because it's military outpost. I
Yeah.
thought it was return 6 exploration cards to trade.
So there's a potential of doing that, but it's the military outpost.
It's a military outpost.
And the thing in red says,
Always instead of drawing residents.
oh right,
I don't know what that means.
it means rather than having a random resident turning up, which could be a plague of rats or something, you're going to draw
You
soldiers.
Page 448. Oh, okay.
Not sure you want to go there particularly.
No, I always worry. The other 2 apartments, abandoned block of flats. There's nothing. There's a chance of finding
So,
vegetables or raw food.
Our trading is going to be happenstance,
Yeah.
which I'm fine with.
Yeah.
So we're taking that with us.
Uh-huh.
I can go into the findings pile
Thank you.
in some sort of weighted order,
Haphazard fashion.
and then we choose where we're going to go.
If we're trying to avoid a military outpost, the next one that gives us the best amount of cards is the ruined block of flats.
Which gives us 12 cards.
12 cards.
12 cards in our exploration deck, our unknown deck. Essentially, the 12 cards are time, which goes down with the fewer cards.
Have they been shuffled?
They have, but shuffle them again. Always shuffle.
Okay. 1, 2, 3,
12 cards into the unknown deck, and we start resolving each card. You can go first.
Reality impact.
Oh, good first card.
Something unexpected has happened.
I didn't expect that to happen.
There you go. Always expect the unexpected. Draw a card from the colours deck to determine the colour of the script.
It will be green.
Then check the number with that colour on the exploration card on this locations card. And this location, and you said green, so
Yeah.
that will be 418.
418, that's one of my favourites, 418. I remember good old 418 from back in the day when we 418'd. And where are we?
We are in the ruined block of flats.
So, this must have been one of those small tourist agencies, presumably one of those shops at the bottom of the flats. Don't wait, your dream holiday is within your reach, one of the posters reads. Didn't they posters could read? The smiling face of a woman in the poster had been cut so hard that the wall behind her was damaged. Cut by what? I don't know. A dusty glass with clear lipstick marks the table. The owner of the glass looks our way. Oh, someone there.
She's behind a tipped-over desk. Her hair is tousled. Her blouse is flecked with pieces of plaster. Her eyes are like two empty plates. She's got big eyes. Wait a minute, she's alive. She stands up and gestures with her hand around the room. You came here to look? I burned most of them, but there's still some left. For some food, I'll let you look at them. While saying this, she pats a small bundle of brochures she once used to distribute to her customers. Why do you want to look at the brochures for food? A few papers left, spared from the fire, remain a special currency, allowing her to prey on hope. We got a choice. We can look at the brochures and discard any token with a value of 3 from our findings pile to look at a script of 1573, or we decide it's a waste of time. Do we think looking at brochures in a tourist bureau in a burned out block of flats
In a war zone.
in a war zone would be useful to us?
No.
So we're going to ignore that
I think
possibility.
we're going to ignore it.
Okay, and I shall not read it because I want that surprise for some time in the future.
So let's place this under the card and put it back in the pack.
When that location
when
disappears.
that location is finished. So,
Okay, next card. It is Someone's Here. Raise the Noise by 3.
3.
Mm-mm-mm.
Eek and eek. Open space.
Is there an open
Check the
space?
location. Is there an open space? There is not.
That goes to discard.
That
We
goes
draw a
to
new card to
discard.
replace it.
And we draw a new one to replace. Bars. There are no bars. New card to replace. You may ignore this card or search the pantry.
Oh, let's search some panties.
Well, it says return 2 exploration cards or raise the noise by 1 and roll for the noise. So we'd be at 5.
Well, there's 2 things there, then, isn't there? We want to raid the panties to get lots of food because we've got to give food away to these
Yeah.
hungered, and we've got our own hunger issues for later on as well. But if we do trigger a resident, we might find someone we can trade with, get rid of this shotgun that we were thinking
They're
about
not
doing.
all baddies, are they, when you trigger?
Well, again, we
something?
still haven't got the nasty ones. They get added in during the crime wave phase at the end of
Okay.
this turn. So it's possible we could take that risk.
Let's take that risk then. Feeling lucky. So we
Take a
raise
chance,
it by
take a
1.
chance, take a chance.
Roll for the noise.
Roll for the noise. 5 or less. It's a
That's a
2.
two.
We have triggered a resident. So first thing to do is to we look at the findings pile, and the top card at random is a reality impact.
Okay. So, draw a card from the colours deck to determine the colour of the script.
So we don't get the findings pile panties, although actually we do, I suppose. I don't see we have to search the pile for a pantry card.
It says draw and resolve 1 card from the findings deck pantry chart.
So do you think we should take that, because I just turned that top card over without thinking, didn't even bother shuffling them this time. Do you think we've observed that reality impact, or we go for the pantry card? I'm happy either way around. We can always roll a dice to resolve it.
It does seem quite clear that you draw and resolve 1 card from the findings deck brackets pantry chart. There's no pantry chart on that, so I don't know whether you would just ignore that and have another go until you find a pantry chart.
So either way round, you can decide. I'm happy with either way round.
Okay, well let's go with until we find a
A pantry card.
pantry card.
Okay.
Can't say that we've had that before.
Must have had before. We've played this game so many times. It must have occurred before. I can't
Must
think.
have occurred, I can't
I can't
remember.
think what we've done before to resolve that. So, reality.
Oh, okay. Stop mucking me around.
If it's third time, we're going to have
There
to
we
do
go.
it. Okay.
We've got a pantry card.
If you want to read out our findings that go on to there.
It's 1 raw food,
1 raw food,
1 moonshine,
1 moonshine,
and a roll of the dice.
And a roll of dice for special findings.
findings.
and
That's
9.
a
That could be good.
9, and that's a vegetable.
Vegetables. So they are there. We mustn't forget though that we triggered the noise meter because we were a bit too loud.
Yes.
Noise meter is reset to a 1, and we get to draw a resident. Give it a shuffle. See if you can shuffle in a reality impact straight away. They're probably not in that. I think they're in that deck though, aren't they? So.
Come on, fluffy dog. Reality impact.
That is pretty damn super. We were destined for a reality impact.
So, something unexpected has happened.
I wasn't expecting that. He says repeating about 5 minutes ago.
Draw a card from the colours deck to determine the colour of the script.
Black.
Then reveal the top card of the residence deck and check the number with that colour on it. So these get always shuffled. Black, did you say?
Yes.
That's 526.
526. Good old 526.
It says afterwards shuffle back in.
Lots and lots of writing. And one of the first words is soldier. Never good. There's a soldier there that we run into in the darkness, and he points his rifle at us, awaiting our next move. We have got our shotgun with us. And it does say the soldier, not multiples. We breathe a sigh of relief when he notices that we are just normal civilians trying to survive. Normal? I've never been called normal in my life. He secures his weapon and allows us no commands to sit down. He offers us a cigarette and we begin to talk. He deserted his unit last night. He's a deserter. And now he's hiding from his own people. They probably don't know yet that he's not planning on returning to his post on the cursed front. Once, me and me friend from the patrol found a working television in the police chief's office. No one was in the room, so we started watching it, enjoying what was on TV without a care in the world. We saw a report about us, about our war on an American news show. They didn't show our cause, our dying friends, our murdered families. They showed what some of us were doing. I know war has brought out the worst in us, in myself too. I've just had enough. I'd had enough too as well. The soldier seems to be on the brink. One moment he seems human, the next he has a sudden demeanour of a crazy person. He's crazy. He's surely dangerous and uncertain about what he would do next. We have 2 choices. Wait for the right moment. We try to find a chance to back away as quickly as possible, returning 1 exploration card and looking at a script. Or we sit tight and listen to his erratic thoughts of the soldier and try and engage in some conversation and return 2 cards and look at another script. So, do we want to listen to his babbling when he's a little bit mad, a little bit manic, or do we want to try to encourage more conversation?
I don't know, he's a soldier on edge, isn't he? With a rifle, probably.
Well, he's lowered it and he's given us a cigarette, is what I'd say.
I'd like to
but-
think, okay, humanity in you says, let's listen to him, we might be able to help him
So,
out.
return 2 exploration cards and see 1036. Although in the beginning, when he was forced into the army, he believed what he was told and shown about the war, up to a point that is. He says, "We had no idea. At first, they didn't take us on those missions. Afterwards, I threw away my gun the first time I went. He put a gun to my temple and told me to pick it up. If I didn't, he said he'd kill me for insubordination, so I picked it up. Presumably that's one of his commanding officers. Cigarette smoke rises above the soldier's head. He is babbling a little bit and it's all a bit inconsistent. His malicious eyes stare at us with maliciousness. We have now 4 choices. Wait out this threatening behaviour, more cards get spent. If we have any alcohol, give it to him. We don't.
Which we do.
What with us?
Well, we found it in the pantry.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, not unless technically until we can decide to take it or not. It's time to get up and get out of here, or we try and overpower this psycho. Yeah, the pantry stuff we can't necessarily take until the end of this resolve. It's there, we're there chatting about it. So, wait him out, or just get out of here or try and overpower him.
Can't really afford anyone to get wounded.
I hate wounds.
I hate wounds. We've got bandages, but it's a slippery slope when you have wounds.
Yep. China Scarper?
See if we can.
971. Lots of scripts in this one. These are a lot shorter than this. And where do you think you're going? I'd probably bore you. I need a drink, damn it. He rises and fidgets with his rifle as if he can't decide whether to put it aside or to shoot us. Don't shoot. 3 more choices. We wait out this potentially dangerous situation and return 2 cards. If we have booze, give it to him. Or we try to overwhelm him.
We've only got 2 options because we haven't got booze.
We've got a shotgun.
We are going to use all our exploration cards if we're not careful. So
Yep.
I think maybe
We've got
someone may have to take a bullet. We've got to try and overwhelm him and get on with things.
And we've got Marco with 2 prowess.
Yep.
So we try to overwhelm this psycho. 18-14.
We just want to disarm him.
It's now or never. We throw ourselves at the soldier, hoping he doesn't manage to unlatch the safety and shoot us. Choose a character, roll the black die, the character may use his prowess. We're going to choose Marco, his prowess is 2.
Okay.
So 1 to 5 or 6 to 10 is the choices. And I don't know whether we should look at the results, because it does say we can use our prowess. Presumably we need to know what both of them do to be able to decide if we use the prowess or not. So 322 would be the 1 to 5, which would be bad. 16-19.
Less bad.
Well, okay, yeah. So really, we're looking to get a 6 to 10 for the 16-19, and I'll read out the script from
We
there.
want a 6 to 10.
So I'm sure we're going to get that. We've got,
Nope.
so our first,
That's the first roll,
Yep.
and then we've got
2 prowesses we could use to re-roll. And
So
we
that's
get
a
the
9, so
So
yeah.
we can get to the 16-19 script finally. A shot rings out. Ding dong. Then his head hits the floor. Thump. The sharp pieces of rubble in our hands deal blows to him over and over again. So we shot him and then smashed him again. In the end, the psycho stops moving. That seems to be the end of it. Roll the black dice and compare the result with the empathy of each character present. And we've got some high empathy guys there. Oh dear. A result that is equal to or lower than the character's empathy, raise their misery by 1. So, Anton first has got empathy of 7. He
That's
gets
lower.
his misery raised. Sveta has got an empathy of 9. She's
Absolutely.
really concerned about it. And Marco's empathy is 5.
Nope, he's okay.
He's okay with that.
Cool.
He's cool with that. So it then says we take his weapon, He won't be needing it anymore. Add 1 assault rifle and 3 ammo to the findings pile. That's great. It's heavy. Assault rifle and 3 ammos. Three. Goes to our findings pile. That was 1619, wasn't it? I think I said.
I believe so.
And I think it says back to the game. Yeah, back to the game after that. So that was one heck of a resolve for just one little character.
And we
And we get all those findings. Have a quick count up of weight, because it might pay us to ditch all this now and run back home. Whilst we got lots of cards left, we don't want to draw a resident that takes it all away from us.
8 with the weightings.
8 with the weightings. We need to have 2 waters so everyone can drink. And we have a carry weight of 10 with these 3 guys there. Is it worthwhile drawing more cards and trying to find someone to trade with?
Well, in order to do that, we're going to have to trigger a resident, and we might get
But we also have the
ruined
ruined.
gang.
We are at the ruined block of vats.
Yep.
And what does it say on the left-hand side of that card?
Says return 2 exploration cards to have a look around the area.
So we can look around the area. One of my favourite things to do. Usually get just some colour script, but sometimes you get something that's really groovy.
And description number is 601.
So we mark it with that, because in mind that I've done that. I'll wait to do that. 601. Roll the black dice.
And it's an 8.
Sends us to 1202. 1202. The destruction is unimaginable. I can't imagine that destruction. It's a miracle the other part still stands. That's it. Back to the game. Wasted 2 cards. Damn and blast. So, are we carrying on with this exploration?
Well, our weight is full. We've got a raw food and a vegetable. We've got 2 raw food here, if they're still going to be there. So we,
And these guys haven't got any hunger on them.
yeah, we've probably got enough. We've got some valuable stuff. It would be really good if we could find someone to trade with, but
I can't think, in all the games we played, I cannot think that we spent so long on resolving one particular action as that, with all those different options, and are going back leaving so many cards unexplored.
we normally wouldn't do that.
No,
We're
but
scrabbling for stuff.
That I
But,
think was the way the crumbles.
yeah,
So I'm gonna guess that we choose the findings to bring back. You said you got an 8 weight there of items,
yes, I have.
and 2 waters bringing up to 10, which will give us 4 waters for tomorrow. At least we can all drink. After that, we go on to.
The reason I'm just thinking is whether we can't just stop here. Do we have to draw another exploration card and see whether we have the option to stop?
Okay, yeah. Sorry, that was me jumping ahead.
I wasn't sure. So, basement entrance, which there is. Enter, raise the noise by 3 and roll for the noise. After entering,
Yeah, that can just go on the side. Don't have to
don't have to do that.
to do that.
There's no option there to
End exploration, you
end
sure?
the exploration. You may ignore this card.
Okay. Yep, ignore it.
Okay.
Which means end exploration
Yep.
or end exploration.
Or end exploration. There we go. So now we're finished.
We
Just
got
in
back up
case.
to where we were just crossing our legs and drinking the teas.
Yep.
So those cards will get back into the exploration pack, and we go on to the night raid. Meanwhile, in the shelter, someone came in the night to steal our belongings. Oi, don't try to steal our belongings. We have to. We got our hatchet for young Roman there. with his 3 prowess. And we have 2 night raid cards to try to resolve because of this double crime wavy thingy majoggy. So we'll give them a shuffle. We've got the first one here and the second one there. Ready to rock and roll now. So that card is discarded from the game. And our first night raid says
Hobos.
Hobos!
Hobos. Damage is 3, wounds are 0. So, any 3 tokens or resources starting with the most expensive.
That's only what they want.
That's only what they want, not necessarily what they're going to get.
And we can mitigate that by Roman using his chopper.
Absolutely.
So if he rolls a hatchet on the yellow dice, because Roman uses the yellow dice anyway, regardless of anything else, if he rolls the hatchet, it ignores the night raid entirely.
He's got...
Everything else will reduce the amount of damage being done to our goodies.
And he's got 3 prowess, so that gives us 4.
Yeah. 2? But we've got 3 rerolls. I don't want to give away 1 raw food.
I don't really want to give away anything.
Yeah,
No, it's
so
gonna be...
we're trying to roll that's the 3 knives or the hatchet. Hatchet.
Oh, hatchet.
Ignore the night raid card. Boom, job done.
Fantastic.
Second night raid comes in. Just when he's getting his head down for a little
Actually,
nap.
I missed that. That says remove this card from
Remove
the game.
from the
Probably
game
because it's
afterwards.
just some hobos.
So that will go up there, yeah. And then the second night raid card,
Yeah, go on. You do it.
it's going to be a lucky one this one. It's going to be Starving Marvin. 5 to do now.
Starting with the green.
Starting with it. So again, we've got to
Again, we've got to
really
try and
try
persevere.
to not give away this stuff because we're going to lose the shuffle as well if we don't get a good result here. So let me roll this one.
Yep.
Even though you're the chief rolling lady,
You're feeling lucky.
I'm feeling lucky, punk. 2. No, go more than that. We need the hatchet. We need the hatchet, Bob Cratchit.
2 more rolls.
Fate. Do we rely on fate?
Depends whether you're feeling lucky. Got 1 wound and 4 tokens that we'd have to lose.
I'm going to say roll dice again. You roll it this time.
Oh, thank you.
Well, you roll hatchets, I didn't. Oh, 2.
2.
So we can take 1 of the wounds away,
Yeah.
but we have to give away 3 items.
3 tokens, starting with the green ones.
Ouch, ouch, ouch.
Ouch.
I did think we were going to get away with that with the amount of prowess that he had. But
Yep.
starving people. Okay, move from the game afterwards.
Yep.
That's done. We've lost some expensive bits there.
That's
Not
all right.
happy with that. But that is the way the lever crumbles. After that, we have the crime wave. With each passing, that the situation gets more grim. Looking grim out there. We have to add 1 night raid resident or 2 night raids and residents. So I think 1 of each would be a simple one to do. They've been shuffled. I'll take it over to you. Stick him on the pile. That is the end of the crime wave. Then we go on to dawn. It's a new day. The party ramble back in and say, hello, I'm starving. We've got plenty of food in storage, haven't we?
Thank goodness somebody was looking after it for us.
Ah, says Roman. Well, there was this gang of marauding, vicious thugs. They had machetes and shotguns and everything with them. And I tried to do my best. I wasn't sitting there eating all the pies myself. We lost a little bit.
So, plenty of things to defend ourselves with, but not a lot to it.
Defend or even trade next time.
Yep. That's right. the hatchet goes back.
So that's the scavenging party returns. We assign meds or bandages. We haven't got any meds. We could
No.
really do with some meds for this illness.
Ooh, yes.
We have to draw a fatty card. I'll find out what the fatty is for today. And the fate will be upside down. These cards always draw upside down for me, I don't know why. So, raise the wounds of all wounded unbandaged characters. Nobody is wounded. Lower the illness by all that took meds. No one took any meds.
No.
Discard meds for more people. If cold minus blood equals 5 or more. No, it doesn't.
Nope.
Exchange the nearest small location.
That will be this one here.
That we already have.
Just
So that
visited.
card can go back in the exploration pack.
Can
So-
indeed.
No, that can. How much want that token?
Yep. Okay, exploration deck afterwards. Spaces card.
Back on the exploration pack, yep. And I'll have the
Yep.
block of flats
There we go.
that may get restacked
And so we
Later
move
on.
that small one
necessary.
down
I'll take a new one.
and draw a new one, which is a quiet house. Is there such a thing?
We have resolve weight tokens. Nope. Resolve spirit A on all characters. Roman spirit A.
Discard one cigarette from the storage or raise Roman's misery by one.
Oh, this is going to be a miserable day, I think.
I think they're all going to be rather.
Anton.
If there is at least one book in storage, lower his misery if he is miserable. And raise his fatigue by one.
If he's miserable.
And he is miserable already.
No, but
Oh, if there is at least one book in
but
storage.
there is no book in storage
Lower it.
because he'd be read his book and feel better for it,
Okay. Yep.
but then get more fatigue. That
Got
doesn't
that.
happen. Sweaty sweater.
If any character in the group is hungry, level 3, which they're not, raise
It's
their
okay
misery,
with it.
so that's okay.
Marco. If any character in the group is hungry, level 3, raise his misery. That wasn't too terrible
Okay.
then. It could have been a heck of a lot worse than
Yep.
that. But that is the end of the Dawn phase. We now draw a narrative action card. We draw 2 of them and we keep one of them. One that we think is the best. The most useful. We could also perhaps think about drinking some alcohol, so that moonshine, which would raise a character's fatigue by 2 but lower their misery by 1, and we do have the bed that we can use in tomorrow. So our narrative action cards, we have Handyman, automatic exchange a broken item for a functioning one. Not particularly good at this stage for us. Or Close Call. Oh, that could be handy. Close Call. Play during any combat. Ignore all wounds from a single combat dice roll or play during a Night Raids raid to ignore all wounds from a Night Raids card. I think that's the one we're going to be keeping
That's
hold
the
of.
one we're going to keep, absolutely.
Let's put it somewhere where we can see it and not forget it.
Yep,
Don't know where, we'll find somewhere.
we'll find somewhere.
And I think that is the end of day number 1. Anything else you can think we have to do? Oh, apart from this, should we do this moonshine now and get rid of it?
Who are we going to allocate it to?
Who has the most problems with misery if they get more miserable?
This is
Anybody?
wounded.
She has a coffee habit, which would raise her misery. And coffee can be hard to come by, but he gets misery without cigarettes, and he is the leader of the gang.
He's the leader. If we,
He's the
we
one for you and me.
get rid of his misery, we can then put him to bed and he starts off completely fresh. Once he's got illness, we're not going to be able to
Well,
get rid of that.
he would get 2 for sleeping during the daytime.
Yeah.
You get 2 naps, not it's lose all of them at night time.
We wouldn't, get rid of all of it. We'd get rid of he'd get back to 2.
Yeah. So if we drink the moonshine.
Yep.
On Roman,
Mhm.
moonshine says raise the chosen character's fatigue by 2, lower the misery by 1. So that comes off. That gets changed into a 3. That gets chucked back into
a big storage box. And that is the end, I think, of day number 1. It's also the end of video number 1. We'll see you in video number 2 coming up shortly.